Hi, welcome along. I'm Matt Christopher, and welcome to my channel. I just want to say, first of all, thank you for your love and support over these weeks, these few weeks or month since my cancer treatment for prostate cancer, and thank you for your prayers. I really appreciate and your encouraging words. This video is probably an impromptu one, and I'm going to talk about the theme of it is when a monster dies. I was informed by friends of mine that a pedophile that was in the previous congregation that I was in that molested my friend's disabled daughter died, and this creature was reinstated a few years ago. So he died as an active member of Jehovah's Witnesses. So the question is more about how do the survivors of abuse deal with their situation. Now, to give you a background of this, in the previous congregation, well, the congregation I was in, I should say, a young couple that I knew, Monica and I were very good friends with, amazing people, really honest, humble, lovely people. They had two daughters, but one of the daughters has challenges, and and there was a ministerial servant. This is the predator, and his wife, sort of acting as grandparent figures or parent figures, and they were coming over and helping them out with their disabled daughter. And in that context, the abuse happened. Anyway, they went to the elders, and they got a hostile reception, absolutely hostile reception. And but they took the matter to the police, and the elders actually got in contact with them. And when they found out that this was actually going to the courts, the police the elders said to them and to the mum especially, who was sort of driving this, that she needed to try to stop, do everything she could to stop the investigation by the police into this pedophile, because the elders said that they felt that there wasn't anything there. Now, anyway, this person, who soon after all of this investigation and so forth was disfellowshipped, mind you, the case wasn't successful in terms of in the courts, but anyway, they were disfellowshipped. This is the predator, and the elders admitted to me that was the case. That certainly he was accused of being a pedophile, but anyway, he was reinstated, and he has just died last week. This is in the congregation in Carindale, here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. So how do we feel about this? How do we, if we're survivors of sexual abuse, how do we feel about it? Now, I can't answer that question. That's an individual question. But one thing is that the parallel legal system that Jehovah's Witnesses have run and continue to run, as in the case that I just mentioned, where you have elders ringing up the parents of abuse victims, trying to get them to stop going to the police, or they don't feel there's enough evidence, which is absolutely nothing to do with them, adds to the burden, adds to the anxiety and the stress. And as I said, the theme of this is when a monster dies, because often the betrayal, and I'm talking about these, and I have permission to talk about this, the betrayal of that family, the betrayal of their daughter by in a sense, the institution that is the Jehovah's Witness model failed them. Okay, failed them. Now, as it worked out, the family, the victims, to put it that way, of the abusers, guess what? That they are no longer Jehovah's Witnesses. They don't feel safe in that environment, rightfully so. But the perpetrator, after being reinstated, well, of course, they were able to have the support of the Jehovah's Witness community. Now, this is a very short video, so I'd love to hear of your experience. Do you know someone that's gone through that? And also, now with the funeral coming up of this individual, how do we feel about that? Very short video, but as I said, I think it's timely because, as I said, with my own experience with sexual abusers, such as the notorious pedophile Jim Bossum in Caloundra Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses, who abused many children, ended up in prison. Then after he was reinstated, and then he died basically as a fully fledged member of Jehovah's Witnesses. What about the victims? Now, what's interesting in these two cases is that the victims of the abuse are not Jehovah's Witnesses, but the abusers stay Jehovah's Witnesses. Isn't that interesting? And I know in this latter case that I'm talking about, those that have left have been called everything by the elders, and those who feel that they have no right to turn their back on Jehovah's organisation. But anyway, that's just a very short video. I'm sending out my love to the family today, and yeah, the funeral obviously will be very soon. What a sick and twisted world that we're in when the victims of this horrendous abuse are the ones outside of the Kingdom Hall, and the perpetrators are inside. And I imagine even that the Jehovah's Witness funerals are a rather dry and inhuman affair, mainly focusing predominantly on Watchtower rather than the individual. Generally speaking, it's still an honour that someone like that doesn't deserve. But anyway, I'd love to hear your experience and how you feel about this. I'm Matt Christopher, and thank you for tuning in. Talk to you very soon. Cheers.